get you up to speed on the latest in sports. I'm Denise Tan. The FIBA World Cup is over, but there are a lot of moments to look back on for the Philippines, particularly that win against China. Coach Norman Black joined the game to talk about the victory and a few other takeaways from the World Cup from the technical point of view. Let's watch this.
Your personal, one of the biggest moments and favorite moments of this whole tournament was, of course, a team that involved our own Gilas Pilipinas and that win against China. Break it down for us, Coach. What were your favorite moments from that game?
This is why it was one of my favorite moments.
Okay.
Because I think, fan stream.
Yes.
So I was actually doing the telecast.
Perfect.
A different venue, but I was doing the telecast.
Yes.
And I was asked a question. I'm not sure who it was who asked me.
I'm sure Diego was there.
I think it might have been, maybe Diego was there.
Right.
And he asked me something about what does the RP team need to do.
Okay.
And I kind of deflected the question. I said, no, what does Clarkson need to do?
Okay.
He needs to explode.
Okay.
And that's exactly what he did. Not that he heard me because I was here in the studio, but he just went off.
Right, in that third
he
quarter.
Couldn't miss, and all I could say was, I wish he could have done this for the whole tournament because this is what we know from him.
Correct.
And he just went berserk in that game. He was just making shots all over the place. And remember, we're playing China, so
Yes.
It's a big win for us. After watching the World Cup, it's interesting how you bring the World Cup here and you just have a whole new perspective on basketball itself around the world. Because you follow the NBA most of the time, at least I do. But now I'm a fan of European basketball.
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm trying to say is we may have to rethink how we train our kids on the grassroots level.
Okay.
Because no matter what we say, we may not be able to get to be 6'10" and move like Wagner.
Franz, Mo Wagner,
Yeah, those guys, how they move.
Fontecchio.
How they can pick up the guards.
Correct.
And we have a tendency when our kids are young, if they have any size on them, we put them in the center position and we tell them to play the center.
Do center things.
I think we need to rethink that and maybe train our bigger kids when they're young to be guards, to be wingmen, to be able to handle the basketball, to be able to shoot threes. Because that's the only way we're going to be able to compete on this level. We're never going to be 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" average.
Right.
But we can be 6'4", 6'5", and have the skills of a guard instead of having the skills of a big guy.
But we still have players who are obviously exceptional at 6'2", 6'1". Well, how do you see them training as kids if we are going to compete in the world basketball level?
Quickness, speed, agility, three-point shooting.
Three-point shooting
has to be a positive for us. It's one of the things that let us down in this tournament was we did not shoot well from the three-point line.
Right.
We have to shoot well from the three-point line. We have to find the best three-point shooters in the Philippines and be able to develop them and put them in the national team because that's one way that we can win games against other teams.
Right.
I mean, if you're out there beyond the three-point line, it's kind of hard to defend out there sometimes. So that's something we can do because, that's just practice. Actually.
Right. And you could see all of these European teams, right, with whether they're the smaller guards or the bigger wing players or centers, if you may. On the run, they're making their threes.
I do have one more thought, though. Boone.
Please go ahead, Coach Norman.
Even the coaches.
Okay.
And I'm a coach.
Correct.
Need to rethink how we play basketball here.
Schematics-wise, are you?
Well, we run a lot of dribble drive. We're small, so we try to use our quickness and our speed to blow by people.
Right.
But the problem is when you get a 6'10" who's just as fast and just as quick as you, how do you blow by him? Even if you blow by him, he's still going to catch you upstairs. He doesn't have to catch you downstairs. He'll just block it upstairs. So we have to really rethink maybe what we saw in this tournament, which is so much player movement.
Correct. Ball movement, player movement.
Yeah. It's not trying to beat your man one-on-one all the time. And instead it's, hey, maybe it's pinch post pass, split the post, back doors, curl cuts.
A lot of misdirection.
Pop back to the ball. Yeah. So those are things that we can actually work on to become better at.
13 players showed up in Gilas Pilipinas' first training session for the Asian Games later this month. Among those present at the Phil Sports Arena last night were World Cup guys Junmar Fajardo, Japeth Aguilar, Scotty Thompson, and R.R. Pugoy. Chris Newsom and Calvin Oftana, who were among the last cuts in the World Cup pool, were likewise there. Also in attendance were naturalized players Justin Brownlee and Ange Kwame, as well as PBA standouts Calvin Abueva, Terence Romeo, Motautua, Jason Perkins, and Stanley Pringle. Pringle will serve as the 13th man and will be inserted if there are last-minute unavailabilities. The Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas will appeal Perkins and Abueva's status as they were not included in the initial 60-man list submitted for the Asian. The PBA has moved back its opening 3 weeks from its original date. From October 15, the tip-off for the league's 48th season will now be on November 5. This is to give players who competed in the FIBA World Cup and those who will compete or play in the Asian Games a chance to rest. The move will also be a positive for competing teams as it will give them more time to prepare and build chemistry with their rookies and imports. The basketball tournament of the Asian Games begins on September 26. In football, the Philippine Azkals continue their build-up for the upcoming FIFA World Cup qualifiers through a friendly match with Afghanistan. The game will happen tonight at 7 in the evening at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. You can catch it live on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live app. The team is coming off a 1-1 draw with Chinese Taipei in a rain-soaked friendly a few days ago. This will be new coach Michael Weiss's third game since returning to the team last June. The Azkals are bracketed with Vietnam, Iraq, and the winner of the Round 1 playoff between Brunei and Indonesia in the second round of the qualifiers. We're taking a quick time out. The Game on One News will return after a quick break. Stay tuned. You're still watching the game on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Thanks for joining us. Pinoy pole rising star Anthony Raga continues to impress after bagging second place at the China Open 9-ball championships. The Cebu native came up short of his first international win, losing to Joshua Filler of Germany 11 racks to 5. It was a second runner-up finish for Raga after going the distance with Spain's David Alcalde in the European Pool Championship final. Raga pocketed $20,000 or 1.1 million pesos from the tournament. On the way to the final, the 26-year-old bested foes from Mongolia, Japan, China, and Taiwan. Team USA will reportedly bring out the big guns for the Paris Olympics next year. That's after NBA superstar LeBron James expressed interest in suiting up again for the national team. Not only that, Bron himself is actively recruiting other superstars to also join him in the quest to retain the Olympic gold for the U.S. According to a report by The Athletic, King King James has talked to Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Draymond Green, and teammate Anthony Davis. But the report also said the result of Team USA's recent FIBA World Cup campaign had nothing to do with this. James allegedly started recruiting even before the Americans lost to Canada in the bronze medal game. Tennis superstar Novak Djokovic paid tribute to the late basketball legend Kobe Bryant after winning the US Open. Djokovic wore a shirt with a photo of him and Kobe with the phrase "Mamba Forever." At the back of the shirt is the number 24, one of the two jersey numbers Bryant wore while playing in the NBA. Like Kobe's number, Djokovic has also won 24 Grand Slams throughout his illustrious career. The win tied him with another legend, Margaret Court, for the all-time most number of singles major titles in tennis. Get your fill of the latest in sports at onesports.ph. Meantime, the Newsday continues later at 4:30 p.m. I'll see you then. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.